Good morning, welcome back to Northwest Propshafts YouTube blog. Today we're going to make some DAF XF prop shafts for a customer for export. So let's go and have a look. So we use this little DAF program. The customer's given us his chassis number, so we put it into the little DAF program, and this will tell us what the prop shafts are on that vehicle. So on this vehicle, we've got a mid shaft and a sliding shaft, and he actually wants both of them, both mid and slider. So we take the part number of the mid, take the part number of the slider, and then we cross-reference it to our list that we have that we've made over many years to figure out the lengths and the series. And then we take those lengths and the series of the prop shaft, we go into the workshop and start building the prop shafts. So off we go into the workshop. I'm doing a bit of voiceover on this because my phone broke halfway through doing this. So into the workshop we go, and hello everybody. So this is sped up a little bit. This is Scott inside the workshop getting all the parts that we need. So as we said, we're building a mid shaft, a DAF XF mid shaft, and a DAF XF sliding shaft. So that consists of quite a few parts. We've got a mid section, a sliding section, 2 tube yokes, 3 flanges, 3 universal joints, and 2 pieces of tube. So Scott's just picked all of those and off to the computer to book everything out. Need to make sure that we keep everything right on stock so we know what we've got. So into the workshop we go. These are now going to be assembled. So Ethan and Scott here are assembling each of the components, or the fixed ends. So this end is a fixed end, so it's a universal joint, a tube yoke, and a flange. So we use presses for all of this. It's so much easier than doing it by hand. Years ago, we probably used hammers and vices and things like that, but we use mechanical presses. So as you can see, they go in very easy. Now, this is quite a hard job if you've not got a mechanical press, and it can take quite a long time. This is one of the reasons why making new prop shafts is sometimes easier and quicker than repairing them, because assembly is so much quicker and so much more time efficient. So Ethan's just installing this universal joint into this flange. He's put the circlips in. There we go. Check it's all in place. Off the caps on the other side, and he's going to put the tube yoke in. So this is a fixed end. We call it fixed because it doesn't slide, doesn't spin. It's just a universal joint, a tube yoke, and flange. So in we go. That's all installed in there now. These presses are great. They make life so much easier. A lot better than swinging hammers. So yeah, that's that end done, and it'll now assemble some more. But we moved on to cutting the tube for the sliding section. So we'll try and get the sliding shaft done first, and then move back onto the centre bearing shaft just so we can run smoothly through the workshop. So Ethan's just cutting this tube to length, and then out of the saw into the taperer. So he's tapering the ends of the tube. Tapering the ends of the tube does 2 things really. It makes sure that the length is correct and a nice square finish on the end, but it also gives us a 45-degree edge on the tube, so it gives a really good weld face to be able to weld to. That then moves over to assembly. So we're pressing together here the sliding section into the tube. That's a nice tight fit. This is a 120mm diameter tube, 6mm wall thickness. So it's got to be a good tight fit for when it comes to welding. We don't want it moving all over the place. So on these sliding sections, there's little arrows. You're just trying to find the arrow there. Found the arrow. Line up the sliding section with the male and female sleeve, and then the back end goes in. There, it's all been pressed together now, and there's a sliding shaft finished, assembled. Check for length, and then off it goes into the balancing room. If you're finding what we're doing interesting, please hit like and subscribe, and we've got plenty more to come. So here we are in the balancing room. Scott's just fastening this sliding shaft onto the balancer, bolted onto the front and bolted onto the rear. A balancing machine is pretty much what separates us from a normal engineering job shop. We do have all the same sort of machinery, lathes, milling machines, cutters, but the balancing machine is certainly the one thing that makes the difference. So here Scott's just clocking up the rear to get it almost straight. He does the final clocking up later. We work to about 5/1000ths of an inch on this first initial check. So he's doing the first checks, getting it there or thereabouts. They're within 4 or 5/1000ths. There we go. And the next step is to start welding it. So all the prop shafts that we make here are welded by hand. You can use automatic welders, but they take a lot longer to set up. So with us changing from job to job, different size tube, different prop shafts every single day, we can do up to 30 prop shafts a day through the workshop, all different sizes. We would take so much time setting up each individual prop shaft with an automatic welder that it would take too much time. So each person that uses the machine, mostly Scott and Alex and Jeff, they weld by hand. So he's just finishing off this weld now, getting around to the end of it, and we should be able to have a little view of what that weld's like once he's finished. There we go. Nice little weld. Spin it round, have a little look. That's great. So the lads are finishing assembling the centre bearing shaft, or the mid shaft, for the DAF XF, while Scott is welding up the sliding shaft. So back into the vise it goes, ready for the fixed end to be put in it. And here's Scott just finishing off the sliding section, running a weld round the top of the sliding section, all by hand again. And just finished. There we go. So that's the sliding section all welded up. Now we've moved on to balancing shaft. So here we go. Our first run on the balancer is our initial balance.
Why have we got it at 2060, mate?
How much weight we need to put on. So the left hand side, 15.9 grams at 47 degrees. And on the right hand side, 81.7 grams at 303 degrees. So we're not far off there on the rear, 1.2 tolerance, so we probably need about 5 grams going on the rear. And on the front, we probably need around about 75 grams going on there at 300, so that's a 75 gram weight. Going on at 300 degrees, 303 degrees. So that should bring us down, hopefully somewhere around about the 6 to 7 gram mark, although we do have a slight tolerance, so 10 or 11 is probably the aim. Anything below on this, anything below somewhere around about the 14 gram mark is classed as intolerance within our G16 balance braid. So he's just done the front, and now he's doing the centre bearing. So those weights are on now. We'll go second check. See what we've got down to. So as you can see, the machine's gone green at the bottom. 11.2 grams at 73 degrees, 11.3 grams at 283 degrees. So that is a well-balanced prop shaft. I think we're okay and we're happy with that. Machine says green, machine says go. I think Scott's quite happy with it as well. Yeah, cheers. So those DAF shafts are completely finished now, but I had to nip out at dinner time, and when I've come back, they're not here. They've been packed and shipped already. So I can't show you how they ended up. So they've gone, but just to show you maybe a little bit of what they kind of will have looked like, I'll show you this. So this is a set of finished painted shafts. We paint in chassis grey. It's a nice gloss colour, same colour as most commercial vehicles are painted. These lot are laughing because they shipped them out this morning without me knowing, and got the job done. So it's somebody's fault. You can't be reprimanded for being efficient. No, you can't. But the job's gone, so I can't quite show you how it was, obviously. So that was 2 DAF XF prop shafts that have gone for export. So I assume they'll probably be with the customer in the next week or two, because it does take a long time, obviously, to send them. I think they were going to South America somewhere. I think they were off to. But that's that done. And I'm sorry I can't show you. I'm gutted. As I say, a bit too efficient. That was so within a couple of hours, job done, job out, and that's how we make DAF shafts. Remember, please like and subscribe, and if you've got any questions, let us know, or if you need a set of DAF shafts, obviously, as well as making new ones, we can recondition yours. Give us a call on 01257 791 681, and that's it for this week. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.